Hey everybody, how you doing? I'm back. It's the day after the Super Bowl. I was gonna do a little video here on Saturday, and I thought, now everybody's getting ready for the Super Bowl, and then Sunday was church, and Sunday was the Super Bowl. So I figured that was all a bad idea. So I figured I'd just wait till today and jump back into where we left off in Daniel. And that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump back off where we left it, or we left off here in Daniel. Last we talked, Daniel. Had interpreted Nebuchadnezzar's dream correctly. Nebuchadnezzar did everything happened exactly it was supposed to happen, and he lived out in the wild like an animal, and then he finally came to his senses and was restored. But I think it's important here. I'm going to read it directly out of the Bible here. What Nebuchadnezzar actually says in verse 34 here, where he says this. At the end of that time, that's the time he was out there, rutting around like a wild animal. I, Nebuchadnezzar, raised my eyes towards heaven, and my sanity was restored. Then I praised the Most High God. I honored and glorified him who lives forever. His dominion is an eternal dominion. His kingdom endures from generation to generation. All the people of the earth are regarded as nothing. He does as he pleases with the powers of heaven and the peoples of earth. No one can hold back his hand or say to him, "What have you done?" So he finally gets it. Remember, up to this point, Nebuchadnezzar was he was kind of an okay dude. He just didn't get it. He thought God was one of the gods. He didn't get it. Now he gets it. He totally gets it, right? And as he goes on to say that his kingdom was restored to him, and his throne, and everything was even better than before. So now fast forward, because now Nebuchadnezzar's out. We're out of the picture. We're done. We're all done talking about Nebuchadnezzar. Now Nebuchadnezzar's gone. There's a new king, right? New king in Babylon, Belshazzar. Now, flip side, remember Nebuchadnezzar was kind of okay. He just didn't get it. Belshazzar gets it. He's heard of all this stuff. He knows, okay? But he ain't okay, okay? Belshazzar is a special kind of scumbag, all right, is what he is. Because see, Nebuchadnezzar, man, he was trying to walk that fine line, and not, you know what I mean? Belshazzar knows what all this, man. He knows all this stuff that's happened, right? And Belshazzar just plain don't care. If you remember way back at the beginning of Daniel, and I made note of it then, when Nebuchadnezzar took the guys captive back to Babylon, and he took things from Jerusalem. He actually took the goblets, that were used in the temple, the holy goblets, and so fast forward here. So you got Belshazzar now. He's having a big old shindig. He's having a party. He's got his wives there. He's got his concubines there. He's got all of his bros. He's just having him he's basically having a Super Bowl party, if you want to look at it that way. And he's partying, man, and he's having a good old time. And this fool tells everybody, "Hey, go get those goblets. Go get those goblets that were used. Those consecrated goblets. Go get those. We're gonna start drinking out of those, right?" And he'd never been done before, man. Nebuchadnezzar had enough sense, right? But this dude, man, he ain't got it. So people are even going, "Hey, I know, man. You sure you want to nope, get the goblets, man." So they get the goblets, and this dude pours wine in the goblets and loads them up and passes them out to all of his buddies and his concubines and his wives. And not only do they drink from these goblets, okay? Not only do they drink from these goblets, they're drinking toasts to their gods of gold and silver and that kind of thing, right? So they are really, really fronting off the Lord, okay? And so this dude really, he gets it and he don't get it. You know what I'm saying? This dude just plain don't flat out care. He thinks he's all that in a bag of cookies over here, right? And having a party with his buddies. And just at that moment when he starts doing the toast and he starts acting like a wild man and being foolish with these goblets, what do you think happens? What do you think happens? It's pretty cool. It's really cool, actually. A hand appears out of nowhere. A hand appears, and the finger of God, starts writing on the wall, carving into the wall. He sees a hand carving words into the wall, right? It don't get no better than this. The dude freaks, right? He's so scared it actually says in the Bible that his knees start to knock together. the dude's terrified, right? He didn't know what to think, right? He done knows he's messed up, but he ain't got it, right? He just ain't got it. Tell me if this don't sound familiar, right? What is this? What does this doofus do? What does this guy do? What do you think? What do you think he does? Right? What do you think he does? Tell me if this don't sound familiar. He calls for his enchanters and his astrologers and his magicians and blah, 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 blah. It's like Nebuchadnezzar all over again, man. Except this dude knows what Nebuchadnezzar went through. He knows the gig, man. He gets it. But he don't care. He's going to start out this way with these guys. And these guys can't help him. They're like, you guys don't know nothing, man. It's actually the queen who actually tells him that about Daniel. And there's this guy, and even she twists it, because the way she says it is, she says to him, and I'm going to look it up really quick here as I'm talking, and I apologize, but because it's really important. She says, check this out, I'm going to read it. Hearing the voices of the king and his nobles come into the banquet hall, she says, don't be alarmed, don't look so pale. In other words, quit freaking. There's a man in your kingdom, get this, this is important to catch. There's a man in your kingdom who has the spirit of the holy gods in him. In the time of your father, he was found to have insight, intelligence, and wisdom like that of the gods. Your father, King Nebuchadnezzar, appointed him chief of the magicians, the astrologers, diviners. Get this ain't right either. She says this. He did this because Daniel, whom the king called Belteshazzar, was found to have a keen mind and knowledge and understanding, and also the ability to interpret dreams, explain riddles, and solve difficult problems. Okay? She kind of said the truth, but she didn't really say the truth. Okay? If she was going to say the truth, she would have said, he did this because Daniel prophesied exactly what God was going to do, and God stepped up and did it, and you should be freaking listening. But you ain't. So, but hey, at least this boob calls for Daniel, right? To figure out what's going on. Why is this hand writing on the wall? And I'm gonna leave it there because I ain't got enough time to dig into what happens next. I'm gonna do it in the next video, and I encourage you to go read it. But it's pretty cool. Read ahead. I'm going to be back a lot sooner than last time. You know, I'll probably touch base tomorrow and get a little bit more in depth with this. Remember how this all started? Let's go back really quick. Let's go back really quick. Remember, Daniel, Shadrach, Meshach, Abednego. These guys are here. These guys are in Babylon because the Jews, God's chosen people, had turned from God. They turned from the ways that they were supposed to. They were living like dirtbags, right? And God had enough, all right? So God turned them over and let the king of Babylon, Nebuchadnezzar, come in and sack Jerusalem and take them all and take their stuff. I mean, he had enough. That's why this is how we got into this position in the first place here. It's why all these people are even in Babylon, and all this is happening. So it's good stuff, man. Love the book of Daniel. Just love it. So hey, stay tuned, and I'll be back tomorrow. Talk to you then.